All right, welcome here. We're up for a very special unboxing. I'm going to apologize for my very hoarse voice, but I've had some sickness to kind of overcome. But Carl will talk for a little bit of something that's going on. I'm going to kind of throw in some pointers. But we have something very cool, something that is coming to Spectre Studios. It's a game that we love. I know Carl really brought us into it, and we've been working quite a bit. So what do we have here, Carl?
Right now what we have is the new Infinity box set, Operation Icestorm. This is the one of the pre-release models. You can see the little sticker down here. Came with the CSU, the Corporate Security Unit figure, so that's what the limited edition version. But this is the new starter set for 2 players. This has the Pan-Oceania and Nomads in it, and what we're looking for is also some terrain, a game map, and a quick rules with a set of 5 missions that will allow us to be able to really implement and see what the new 3rd edition rule sets are going to be like. Some of the big differences are going to be highlighted in these 5 missions, and how this game set takes us through that.
Yeah, so this is a good early set for people who want to get in Infinity, and we're going to kind of go over some of the things as Carl is going to open this up. Spectre Ames, you're going to go ahead and start this up. We'll show you what's in the box. As he's doing that, I'll go over a couple of little things that make you to understand what you're looking at when you get into Corvus Belli's Infinity. One of the things they mentioned when they put the models that are in here that you're going to get a chance to look at is they're the same models that you would get that you wish to expand into any other range. Other sets typically will go to plastic and then have you buy pewter and stuff like that. That's not the case with Corvus Belli. They want you aware of what you're basically getting into right from the get-go.
Yeah, indeed. That's actually one of the great things is the 14 models that are in here. Of them, 3 of them are going to be limited to this box set. There's the Corporate Security Unit, the special edition for the pre-orders for the Operational Icestorm.
Yep.
However, there's also 1 Pan-Oceania model, the Father Knight, and 1 Nomad model, which is the Reverend Healer. Those are exclusive to the Operation Icestorm set. However, the remaining 2 sets of models, the 3 Fusiliers, the Akalis, and the Nis, and the Orc for Pan-Oceania, are going to be the new starter set. Wherein for the Nomads, the 3 Agoseals, something like that. The Grenzer, the Zero Spectre, not the Zero, the Spectre, and the Mobile Regatta will be the new starter set for the Nomads. So yeah, these are the actual models that you're going to be getting and playing with, as opposed to like a fit together, very limited style. These are what you're going to be going forward with, for years to come. So let's go ahead and open this up.
What's we got?
All right. So first thing we're going to see, we're going to get a couple of small boxes, Nomads and Pan-Oceania stamps on them with the colors. Mm-hmm. Here is the limited edition model. This is separate from them. 3 dice for each, color coded. Blue for Pan-Oceania, red for Nomads.
And the cool thing on these, they actually have the symbols for their ones for the faction for Nomads.
Indeed, they do have the faction symbols. Okay, then we have a packet. This is the Operation Icestorm introductory rule book. Now this is something that we've already talked about, and we'll be talking about that in a little bit. Then we have the other really nice aspect of this is the terrain pack, and we've already played around with another box set that Spectre Senence had picked up.
Yes.
And we've looked at the terrain, and it's good terrain. It's nice.
And this set right here is available. So if you wish to, this is the cool thing. Like we mentioned, as a starter set, you can get this, have a good little base here. You can also buy this as an expansion set again to buy again to also expand your world and have it. So basically, Corvus Belli is getting a little bit of more affordable terrain that you can get into with the affinity aspect of that. Yeah,
definitely. That's one of the nice things. I mean, really. One of the big draws on the game is the amount of terrain. You really need what a lot of wargamers are used to calling a lot of terrain. You need that in this game because it is a very much more realistic, modern feel to firearms. If you step out in the open, you get shot.
Yeah, you're gonna die
in the game. Yeah, that's just the way it is. And so you really need a lot of terrain, a fair, what most people, wargamers, are used to calling a lot of terrain.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, this expansion pack is going to be really a popular thing, I think.
Which is nice with because what I like about this starter set is this terrain is is a good amount of terrain that you're going to be acquiring for this, but it's a starter set terrain. Most starter set games almost have you thinking that you're going to be playing on your kitchen table and dealing with books and like little hills and stuff like that that are not really getting you into that hobby feel. You're going to get this. This is a good experience for some experienced gamers, only because the set here easily for beginners. But the models themselves are a little bit class because of the model detailing of that level there. So that's what you're looking at for the experience level if you're looking into this game. But however, I do like the rule system. When you look into this, it's a very nicely put together rule book, which is directly going to help you get into this game and learn it pretty good. So we pretty much enjoyed that.
All right. Okay, so next thing. Get this out of the way. You want to take a look at the models, or do you want to take a look at that rule book?
Let's get to the models first. I mean, that's
Okay.
one of the things that most people are quickly interested in.
So, as we had mentioned, the
And I'll have some picks that will help. Put that
we do
right
have
there.
we do have that limited edition CSU model.
Which would be very cool.
All right.
And this model is used in the 5th mission of the rule book. So,
Indeed.
if you don't get the pre-order box, which has that symbol, which Spectre Ames has mentioned, there is a token that you can use to do that scenario. However, if you get this set, this model replaces that token, which is pretty cool.
Actually, another really nice thing, if you've been a fan of Infinity and you've looked at it a little bit and you're familiar with it, the Dire Foes pack, there is one where there is a VIP, I think,
Okay. Yeah.
where the model is almost exactly the same model. It's just in a different pose. It is, and obviously the model in the Dire Foes pack doesn't have the rifle set up. When you look at the CSU, they've got a little briefcase that's popped open in a
Very
machine gun inside.
Very desperate.
It's it's also really kind of neat. It's something that you would expect from corporate security. They want to be out of sight if you're not being active.
Yes.
All right, so Nomads.
We're gonna take a look at the models. Spectre Ames is gonna.
Yep.
He's one of our resident builders and painters.
Yes.
So he's gonna take a look at a couple of models in the box. I'm going to post them up as you see them here, so you get a good opportunity to what's in the box. I'm also going to use some pic sets from the website, so you guys can see them done and painted by the great Angel Duralez, I think his name is.
Yes,
he's pretty
Angel
amazing at
Duralez,
that,
yeah.
and he's amazing. But why don't you take a look, open one of these up, and try to find out. Unless you want to do Pan-Oceania, I guess that's fine. We're just looking at the quality. These are the great thing about starter sets that we're splitting between other Spectres here.
Indeed. This actually is between me and Fabricator General.
Yep.
So we'll be taking a look at those.
Yeah, and my set is between myself and Spectre Wiles, so we'll be doing all of that. How do the models look when they come together?
Randomly grabbed one. It is the NIST Sniper. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at it. There's a little bit of flash on this one. It's not as bad as I've seen some. Mm-hmm. These are still obviously really new molds that they're using. Looking at it, let's see. They do definitely have pegs that fit together, and so the arms are not really posable, so you can't really alter where the arms go. But one of the things I've found with a lot of their models so far has been that they go together very, very well for the most part.
Yeah, as a player I put a lot of models together, and we've been doing some Infinity, so we have some of the older models. I am thrilled with what they've done with these models.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to get into Infinity with some of the newer models, these models now come together so much more easier with less minimal glue needed to keep them in place, which is awesome. Instead of having to work with pinning, which is some models very difficult because a lot of the female figures are very thin, and those expertise models, so if you don't have a really bulky, heavy armored Infinity model, it's difficult to pin. So these ones having the socketed joints that they've kind of made out is wonderful, and I think an awesome move for them.
Yeah, I mean that's actually one of the things. I've been working on some bolts as well, and the backpacks on them. There's three. I'm not really sure what to call it. Dimples that fit together into the back of the model, the back of the torso, and it fits in really well, really tight. You can see it's a very smooth, very close fitting model.
Nice.
It does have the Pan-Oceania little fiddly bits, antennas.
Also note that these are all full bases, so you're gonna have to do a cut slit in the plastic. So again, a little bit of this is why a little bit of experienced hobby making is required for these models. Not really meant for beginners or young children, because you're gonna have to really dig with these X-Acto knives to get into those slots. For what you look at for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the minor things for me. I mean, I've been doing this for 15 years now. So.
For experienced guys like yourself, you're an expert, which is why he's doing a lot of our Infinity models, because of his of the look and his ability to paint. So we like that. Let's just take a look at one more model, so he has a good.
All right.
Actually, take a common model. So this is a female model here.
All right. So this is the female Fusilier. All right. The one who's in the pose is actually like supposedly appears to be checking her fingernails. Yeah, that's pretty much the pose on the hand.
Nice.
Sitting there like that. Well. No, the fingers actually are curled in, so it's not actually looking at that. But she's sitting there posed, looking at her hand.
Yeah, no, she's looking like I'm
The head's kind of tilted, looking down.
I'm too cool for this.
Yeah.
How's the sculpt? So the sculpt is sharp.
Yeah, very sharp.
Again, even I kind of pulled out because she's one of the thinner models.
Yeah, definitely one of the finer as far as.
But again,
scale
looking like there is the peg joint in the leg, which is.
Yep.
There's a bit again, this makes assembly for these models a lot better.
Yeah,
making
very
it
nice tight fit.
A little bit easier for that. So you can almost get right into what's going on with the models. So, how would you rate these models for what you're getting for a starter set?
For a starter set, these are fantastic.
So 1 to 10 scale.
1 to 10 scale, I would say probably at least a 9.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to a 10. I like the pewter models. Plastic would be a little bit, but I think with plastic you're gonna deal with a lot of how models have to form together. You have to almost do some type of filler. These pewter models, because of those joints, I think are really, really good. I mean, as best as you're gonna basically get for models. I mean, you gotta always deal with a little flash. You're gonna deal with a little bit of mold lines. That's just because that's what you have to deal with products. But you are getting top of the line models. Like Spectre Ames said, only 2 of these models are exclusive to this box set. Other than that, that's pretty much what's going to be out there when you go to their stores or whoever's distributing for Infinity to get their type of models. And these models was what brought us to this gaming, because they are absolutely gorgeous. They're absolutely fantastic, as you can see here.
I've actually that's one of the things I'm looking at is really actually having to step up my game again. Painting wise, to really do these justice.
Yeah, they're amazing. So okay, we have that. We're going to tap really bit into a little bit of the scenario, what you're going to get from the terrain, because again, you get a wonderful little situation where you're getting a preset map that helps you with the 5 missions that are in the rule book. And while he's doing that, I'll take a quick grab at my rule book that's already pre-opened.
Okay. Alright, so that's your copy.
I'm going to take a little pictures here and I'll put this in front of you. It is 2-sided, one in English, one in Spanish. And I'll kind of go over that as he's kind of opening up. You want to go ahead and open up your terrain area so they can see what comes in it.
The terrain?
Yep. And this kind of goes with what you're looking at. Will be step by step. You'll start with the Fusiliers and the Aguilas, how you're going to use them, how you use the orders, and it'll slowly build up for all the tokens that you're going to basically need for playing Infinity, because this is a very heavily token game. There's a lot of stuff kind of going on. You need to kind of keep track of a lot of that activity.
6 shipping containers.
All right. The only thing there's a neat little thing about this is it expands of what you could buy to expand a full list to 300 points for both the Pan-Oceania and the Nomads. There's a brief mention of the other factions. There is no other list, so this is a little bit more concentrated for starters to learn how to play Infinity, more or less.
Oh, yeah, definitely. This is very much an introductory set for the beyond the models itself and the terrain. Obviously, the rule book is very focused on the 5 missions that are being played
with the models.
It is the models that are here. There's the recommended expansion packs that they've got for Nomads. It is the Iguana and the Tunguska Interventors. And for Pan-Oceania, it is the Auxilia and Yodam tag. Now, we've discussed the recommendation of the tag. I'm kind of leery of that choice because the Interventors, which is the expansion pack for the Nomads, are some of the best hackers in the game.
Yeah, and that's maybe good for head-to-head if you're going for two.
Yeah,
you might want to. For Pan-Oceania, maybe go in a different direction.
Pan-Oceania will have a lot of trouble with that because of the inclusion of the two Interventors. It'll shut down the heavy infantry, the Orc, the Father Knight, and it'll shut down the Yodam.
But if you get some Ox spots with these heavy flamers on top of those guys, then maybe it'll change a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
Those are
the heavy flamers tend to make people think.
Okay, so I've you get 4 of the buildings, right?
Yep. So we've got.
I've assembled some of the buildings prior to this, so they come together pretty good. They are pretty sturdy.
Yep.
I think
I've got the sturdier one.
This one,
yeah,
very cool. This is a nice little thing that they did for concept wise. It's like they did not put a lot of waste, which is you got another here. You can take the box that come with any box set, a starter or expansion pack for Infinity.
Correct.
And now you can put them.
Yep, and you put them underneath. This is the actual the Pan-Oceania box set.
Yep.
We're gonna open it up.
Just a little bit more. You slip that in there.
Right in, and of course I try putting it in smoothly.
Yeah, only because you're on the camera doing it. But
Yeah.
really, what it's doing now, as you've seen, is that now you put that in. It's going to make it solid. So the paper cardboard building itself now has more durability and playability because it's not going to have the extra weight of all the extra models that are pewter. You know, slowly wearing it down gradually. It's gonna maintain a hold, and you're gonna more likely own that for a while. So
Yeah,
pretty
and
awesome.
yeah, I mean, it definitely it's got that support. I mean, it's one of the things when they first were talking about this, and Corvus Belli was showing this. A lot of people were really surprised and really impressed that they had this really simple little light hack to it,
Yep.
where they had the boxes that they've been putting their box sets in for years now. They designed the terrain to fit around it.
Yeah, and these are designed so well too. Like this, actually, as you can see, there is a curve in here that my finger's running through because this game is about cover. So you have to be up there touching it to get in there. So it's not just an open spot that you're gonna kind of looking over. What I've seen, because I've seen other buildings be out there and not have this design as designed as this, so they basically can look over what would be a ridge and go from that. But thought out, there are ladders, images on this for a lot of it. So if you don't have a lot of time, you don't have a lot of money, this is a brilliant way to go to building you a nice little sector area for you to play in for Infinity with and do a lot of stuff that you can because it plays right into that. And this, like I said earlier, I've seen this go pretty cheap for a set. Like I said, it's going to be 4. And how many crates came in this?
There were a total of 6.
6 crates, and I've assembled a couple of crates here.
And you've got a couple of them here. These two are actually the same design.
Yep.
These are the Access Telecom technology and Compass Transportation.
Right.
So we've got the shipping containers.
And the cool thing about this also is these templates can be found at their site online, so you can continue to print more of these off. Whatever stock you have to continue to make more of these, so you can really make a shipping area, which is very important for you to get. But Spectre Ames can easily put that one together in a minute flat. It doesn't take anything. So very cool.
Yeah, indeed. Again, on the ends of the shipping containers, they have ladders to run into them.
Get right on top of that.
You can see they just pop open.
Yep.
Fold the 2 things in, just like assembling a box.
And good stock for what they're doing. I mean, these are solid. I like it.
Yeah, and once you've assembled it, it's pretty solid.
Great. So, also, this set also should have a token thing. We'll have the map first. We'll get the map here.
Okay, so let's take a look at the map.
Let's take a look at the map.
Now, this is one of the things that I'm kind of leery about. It seems to be a little flimsy.
I'm a little unimpressed with this. The design is good. I'll give it that.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it feels like it's heavy grade paper and kind of glossy printing on it, but it's paper. It's like a poster.
Yeah, so it's gonna have a little wear. And the reason why I'm gonna say this is because other companies out there, I'm not gonna like say anything against them in the Infinity one here, but they use a lot more mats now. They're a little bit more roll up and they have a lot more durability. Yes, this has the gloss, but the durability factor is what concerns me about this thing. So you make sure if you're gonna really go with it, I'd recommend maybe a plexiglass over it to kind of really give it some protection and stuff like that.
Another obvious choice would be to bring it to like some office supplies type store and where they do printing and see if they can laminate it.
Yeah, you can go with that as well. It depends on basically what you like. I mean, for its effect, to kind of introduce you, this does well. I mean, the map is going to look pretty solid when you put a couple things on it, so you get a little bit of that. But again, it's playing on a little bit of a poster mat, which is to me the only low grade thing that I saw off of this from what it is here. Yeah.
However, one of the things I will say in its defense is this is an introductory set. Most people will be playing Infinity on 4x4 tables, not the smaller size that you have here.
Yeah.
Actually, do you happen to know what size it is?
I'm gonna look. It looks like 2x.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like it's about 2x3. 2x3 roughly.
2x3.
Yeah. So this is a little on the small side actually, which kind of.
Well, for small missions, again, this is an introductory set, and like I said, I'm cool with that. I like that aspect that it is introducing that. I'm just saying but for most things, you're not normally many game systems don't even give you much unless it is a board game. So to give you something that for a tabletop terrain map to give you some definition is good. I like that aspect to
definitely.
that. But again, I think they might have just maybe a little bit more. I wouldn't mind spending at least maybe $5 to $10 more for something a little bit more quality of this that you could like kind of push around a little bit more with impressing some people.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Okay.
So I think we got
next thing. You were going to be going with the tokens you said you wanted to take a look at?
Just one last thing because I've gone over the rulebook.
Yep. I'm assuming they're in here. And there we go.
So let's take a look at that.
Oop. Already starting to pop out.
Yeah, it's again, this is very nice color, very bold, very distinct, very distinguishable. This is very similar to anything that you've acquired before from them. So I like that. Range ruler, smoke template, and again, I want to pop this all up so you see this. There's regular orders and then Petra's order, regular orders, which is going to be very important now with the new talk from what is going to happen with the lieutenant, loss of lieutenant. Yep. There is a lieutenant orders now because again they're going to show it. There's a couple wound ones and 6 unconscious and a teal camo for the Spectre who uses it, and something very new which is the silhouette token.
Go ahead and pop this one out.
And that's going to help you to see if you get line of sight to certain models now. So very cool with that. This again, I feel is a little on the lighter material grade that they could have went with. Other companies could use a little bit more thicker stock because these tokens are going to see a lot of use, and I feel that they're a little bit more flimsier. So you might want to do something to protect them, or use them more. But you can get other. These things can be purchased by other companies in various forms and formats of that. But for the starter set, they're very clear, they're very bold. Again, I myself personally would have liked a little bit of thicker stock because I think a thicker one would have held up a lot longer for years for you to hold up with without just except maybe for image wear on the things like that. Yeah,
I mean that's actually one of the things I'm looking at now. Seeing this kind of for me the first time. I haven't really looked at some of the stuff that Spectre Senence has already opened up and looked at and played around with a little bit, and yeah, I'm definitely seeing that this is like card stock. This is maybe 80-pound grade card stock, something that you can buy at like local office supply store, maybe 80-pound, and so yeah, it is a little on the thin side. And yes, I definitely would have to say I would agree. I would have paid another $5 or $10 for something a little heavier, something actual like a cardboard, fiberboard type of material rather than the card stock.
Yeah, and again, like I said, it's just one of the companies you've seen that put something out there. But that's pretty much that. You've seen the rulebook. We like that.
Indeed.
It's pretty solid. Soft cover. It's English and Spanish.
Yep.
Pretty short, sweet, to the point. So we pretty much go over that. So overall, though, you're for the grade of the product that you're getting, where would you put? What do you think about getting this? If you were to picking this up now, how do you feel picking this up and owning it now?
Having picked it up and being an owner, seeing that we're still getting into Infinity and we're still starting to learn the rules, expand our collections, and really starting to begin to play the game and understand some of the fantastic depth to it. It's still, I think it's a great value for what you get. Obviously, I think if you were to just the models alone would be worth it.
Okay.
All the other, the models and the introductory rule book, all the other materials, the terrain, the map, the tokens, the dice, the supporting materials, definitely are nice bonuses for it.
Cool. So rated on a scale of 1 to 10, as starter sets kind of go that you had in your experience, what would you put it?
I'd actually put this one up more towards a 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna also support this very heavily. I'm gonna say a 9. I'm gonna be a little bit less, and only because the tokens were the only thing that really I felt could have gone one more step further because of the game's use. I think as a game designers, they should have thought about it a little bit more for durability for newer players to hold on to. I'll give a map the pass because it's nice that you still they give you a border, and I think that's a good concept. But I think the one little missing thing was the tokens. However, model-wise, you're not gonna find any model better than this set. Hands down, they're just gorgeous.
Not anymore, anyways.
Yeah, not anymore. Gorgeous. I like the terrain. I think the terrain idea is also ingenious.
Yep.
That is something awesome, and I think that really goes for a starter set. That goes a long way for me.
Oh, definitely.
And it really puts that out there. And the fact that they made it an expansional build, so you can continue to expand on the same type of terrain, is again big plus for me in that aspect there. I like the direction that's going. The rulebook looks clear and understandable, very well presented, very well written, so you understand what's going on. Another big plus. So this system is going to teach you how to play Infinity. It's going to be an easy game to learn for most aspects, but it's going to be a hell of a game to master, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, and I think that's really probably one of the best things about the rulebook is the 5 missions that it takes you through. It starts off with 3 Fusiliers against 3 Agua Seals, and then it adds something and adds something and adds something as you go through the 5 missions. It adds a greater depth to what you're playing with, and basically as you're going through, it expands the rules for you in a very I don't want to say logical, but a very convenient, very straightforward way for you to learn more of the depth to the game.
All right, give us a month. I'm going to paint up the Nomads for my part of the set. You're going to
paint up the Pan-Oceania.
We're going to go through we're going to go through all 5 missions. Me and Spectre Ames. That's what the plan is. So you're going to see us teach you, and we're going to also learn the new 3rd edition Infinity, because of the M3 book is coming out as well. And we'll again, me and Spectre Ames will go over that, and we'll go through all the changes that we know and picked out in that aspect there. So excited. So Spectreverse will be coming for Infinity. So it's a good chance to jump on Patreon and become one of the many factions that are coming up. If you're not wondering what factions we have and what's going on, again, visit us right here on spectrestudios.us. That will lead you to the forum board, where you go to the Infinity part, and then you can go ahead and chat to us, and we'll help you figure out what we're doing and what's going on. Because we really welcome you to come join our community and really get involved, because that's what we're pushing out here, a way for you to get involved in the internet and communicate with us, support us, help us entertain you as much as possible. As an older gamer myself with children, Getting those game shops is very hard, which I appreciate all the Spectres that come over here and help me do
Yeah.
this, and we have this. And these are games that, when you get a hold of this, makes it so we can play multiple games, because we played a lot of games. The long, difficult setup ones get very tough. When you can put a nice little small room and have this level of detail is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, this evening. I mean, we. The great thing about Infinity is they can be very, very straightforward, very quick, very active, very fun games. And earlier tonight we had a couple of games, just real quick, real simple, nice and fun,
straight down and enjoying it. So yeah, and you're still learning your Pan-Ocean and add it to it. And this is a new one for me. This will be my third faction that I'm kind of messing around with. But
yeah.
I'm pretty excited about the Nomads myself personally.
Yep.
And I know Fabricator General is really going to get into the Nomads.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to let him take a lot of the chunk away, and I'm just going to dabble in it with a little bit, but because I'm an Ariadna.
Sure.
And but you're definitely going to be taking full swing of with Pan-Ocean. So
yeah, I mean, I went with Pan-Oceana because I really like the look and visual aspect of that faction. So that's the reason I chose them, really. And looking at it, how they play, I really enjoyed that play style.
Yeah, it's you learn more of the style. The models brought me into this game, and now I'm learning a lot how to play the game. But it's been wonderful. I've enjoyed it a lot. But thanks again. Subscribe, comment below. For what you think about what do you think about Infinity, what you think about the box set. We'd love to hear from you guys, and anything else you guys are looking for down the road. Again, we're looking to entertain you and also bring a lot to you. And don't forget again to support us on Patreon and join us on our webpage. Thanks again.